Right, hello again, good morning. What I want to do today is to continue with looking at some of the work that I was looking at in regards to type of books we can use. Now, one of the books I use mainly is a book by a guy named J.B. Prattley, and this is a book that he produced many moons ago. Now, I don't believe that these are still being published because I'm going back quite a while. I'm not going to tell you how many years, but quite a while. Okay. It indicates study notes for technicians, but it provides us with an electrical knowledge that we can use beyond now and into the future, because I've taken this from the past. But it is important that we remember the knowledge that we can apply and those things which is relevant to us. Now, all I'm going to say is here he gives us quite a bit of information on single phase alternating circuit current, series circuits, quite a bit on single phase alternating current in parallel circuits. Okay, and it's important that you understand the relevance and the connection between these circuits, because as an electrician you now need to understand a bit about electronics as well, and that formulates part of your education. Okay, putting him aside, the next book I would like us to look at is one by a third edition. Now, there's possibly a later edition, but Christopher Kitchener, forgive me if I mispronounce his name. Okay, but again, he gives practical guide to inspection, testing, and certification of electrical installations. And in here you can find quite a number of items. Now again, read the information provided, draw out the diagrams, do any calculation that needs to be done. Okay, he's giving you quite a bit of information to go with. Okay, now for me, photographs always gives us an idea as to what's happening, and please note, all I'm doing here is giving you a view as to one or two elements that is in here. Okay, verification of ZS values. Okay, look at the diagram he's given, draw them out, make them your own. Okay, and again, I believe there should be an ISBN number, but again, let me just, somewhere on here you may find an ISBN number, so please feel free to use that if you are interested in looking at what other information can be provided. Okay, putting him aside as well. Okay, we've also got another guy, Trevor Lindsley. Okay, and again, he's given basic electrical installation work, level 2. But remember that a lot of the work you do at level 3, you would have done in practice at level 2. But the theoretical aspects become more intense at level 3. Okay, and at level 4. That is the difference. So look back at anything you've done in level 2 and you need to bring it forward with you. Okay. And also again here, this has provided quite a lot of information. I'll keep it simple, as it says, basically how to calculate resistors in series. And again, I'm only giving you a hands-on guide. Okay, and you go on and show you how to do that in parallel, etc. Okay, become more intense with transformers. Yep, thank you. Yep, okay, etc. And how they work and principle. Now I like this book because it gives me an insight into the practical elements that I can use, and it gives me a method of application that I can draw out and begin to investigate further. Okay. This one I believe also has a BSN number, so let's see if we can find that. Okay. And I am sorry, I have no BSN number, so, but I will assume that we can go on. 1 second, quite quick. Again, somewhere on this page it should be there. Okay, so please feel free to look at that or look this up yourselves. Okay, thank you. Now, here is a book, Physical Science for Technicians by R. McMullen. Now, I am going back quite a while with this, and I use this book myself, so excuse the aged look, okay, because it did serve me quite well many moons ago. Okay. Looking into this, you can see that we're going back to 1982, first published 1978, okay, and we are looking quite a while back. Now, I do not believe these are in publication anymore, but the information that he provides, the methods of calculation that he has provided, fundamental basics, okay, that we learn from, the examples that he is given allows us to apply and understand a lot more. Okay. Now, force and materials, etc. Okay, again, still applicable to today's learning. Structure of matter. And again, we're looking at elasticity. You would have done that somewhere along the line, but maybe in a different or a combined subject. Okay. Do we have a ISBN? I don't believe we have, but nonetheless, I will show you this page because you might see something that I have missed. Okay. And again, that's Physical Science for Technicians, McMullen. Okay. And again, coming back to J.B. Pratley, Study Notes for Technicians, Level 2. Again, excellent work for me. Again, these are books I've used myself. You can see by the tape up of the back. I handled it at that much time. The pages began to fall out, so I had to glue them back in. Okay. Again, we'll look for an ISBN number, and I believe it might be here somewhere, but again, be aware that these are no longer published to the best of my knowledge. Okay. I haven't tried to buy one for the last so many years. I'm not going to tell you how many years. Okay. But now again, this shows you how this calculations, and it gives you a layout that some people may find more useful than some books of today. Okay. I did, because I adopted this method and took it in with me, and I found it to be extremely useful indeed. Okay. The intricate explanation it goes into allows you to modify and to adjust. If you're right, then fine, you can miss some of the steps. But for those of us who have to plod on and try to understand each stage, then you'll find that this enables you to do that. Okay. especially when it comes to capacitors and capacitance and coulombs, etc. Okay. And it gives you quite a large number of working examples as well. Okay. And so that's study notes for technicians, Electrical and Electronic Principles, Volume 2 by J.B. Pratley. Okay. Now, for myself, I had to do microelectronics systems level 2, and this was by Technician Education Council. Okay, and this is one of the books that microelectronics is to do with the binary logic of computers. So I needed to do quite a bit of this myself in my time. Now, the reason for this was that I went on to do electronics and at higher and national certificate level, and I went on to do it at BSc level as well in IT, Industrial Information Technology, as it was then. Okay? Now, one of the things that this book allows you to do is to digital computer principles. It shows us how the idea of computers were developed from initial stages. Today, we're so advanced now that this book goes back into history. Okay. But it tells us, now if you want to do the binary system, it shows you how to do the binary system here. It shows you also how to convert from, let me just check. It shows you how to convert from octal systems